everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing another acrylic pour which from the start has been nothing but a complete fail, and this video is now the first in a short series where I share how I go from failures and mistakes to a finished mixed media piece. The photos you've just seen here is the results of my first 3 attempts at a teal and copper pour. And I began with adding a white base because it would allow the paints to flow easier on the canvas, and then I poured my 3 teal colors onto the canvas and also added a bit of copper. My idea here was to attempt a swipe, but I knew from the start that it might not work as well since I don't use silicone in my paints. But I still wanted to give it a try, so I added some white at the edge and used a printer paper to pull the white over the canvas. I didn't apply much pressure because I wanted it to be just a thin layer of white. But as you can see, I didn't get any cells popping up and I was left with just a whitish surface. I did like it in a way, and I know that I might have been happy with the result had there been more cells popping up through the white. But since it didn't, I tried swiping some more and added more white, and I swiped in the other direction, but nothing really made the painting look any better. So I tried getting some cells to come up by using my heat gun, but even though I made sure not to keep the heat too long in one spot, I ended up getting this thin layer of dry paint on the top. I don't know why this happened because I've used my heat gun before in the exact same way, but it may have been that I'm using the Liquitex pouring medium here and I have never done that before, so perhaps it's what caused it. But since I didn't want this weird dry skin effect on the top of my painting, I decided to try and just get rid of the top layer of paint. And when I poured the white top away, this is when I got a painting that I personally really loved. I think this piece looks like a satellite image and I really liked it. The only thing I wasn't a fan of was that tiny little blue speck in the upper left corners, which in retrospect I should have left it. So I added some white paint to that spot, and when it didn't level immediately to cover up the corner as I wanted it to, I was stupid enough to lean over and blow on the paint to get it to move, which it did. But what I didn't notice at first was how my apron had touched the bottom of the canvas and completely ruined it. It doesn't look as bad on camera, but it was not pretty. And this made me quite upset, and I really tried covering up the mistake, but there wasn't enough paint on the canvas to pour over the edge, and when I attempted to add some additional paints to it, the new paint didn't match, and I also messed up the edges with my fingers. So all in all, I got so frustrated that I simply scraped the whole thing off and decided to start over again. So basically I have a blank canvas again, and I used what I had scraped off and I did a dirty pour with that. The end result here was pretty nice, but I also thought that it was a bit too boring in a way. It would have been perfect as a background for something else, but it wasn't really good enough on its own. So I did a second pour with the same colors that I had used previously, but I realized right away that I had added too much copper for my taste. But I still gave it a try and moved it around the canvas to see where it would land me. And I think that the result isn't as bad, and I particularly like the part in the lower left corner. But in the end I decided to keep working on this canvas. But this was all for this particular video, and I will be back next week with the second video in the series where I continue to working on this canvas. And I hope you like this beginning, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time.